Booyah! Hey guys, how's it going? I am here today to play some more TF2 and to give another tutorial on MVM because once again I think people just don't know how to play MVM that much. Anyway, I am here for the first time to play and show you how to play as the soldier. Now, if you know more than I do and you think I'm being an idiot here, feel free to say it in the comments. Tell me what other people should know who are new to this game, because really it's here for people who've never played MVM and want to try it. And yes, that rocket jump was fucking pathetic, but I suck. I don't play Roamer, so don't give up to me. Anyway, getting on to the thing, I'm here to talk about Soldier. Now, Soldier, he's probably my favorite class to play as, purely because it's just he's so versatile at times, and he's so good at dealing out damage. I think he's better than the Heavy at times. I think the Heavy's better at knockback than damage. He's very, very good at maintaining the bomb at a certain point. But I think because of the buff banner, the Soldier can be an incredibly powerful and versatile character. Anyway, without any further ado, may as well get on to the tutorial. First things first, the role of the soldier in MVM is a very, very simple one. It's quite a lot easier than the scout. It's basically just you're a damage dealer. What you focus on the entire time is constantly causing damage over and over and over again. All you have to do is whenever the wave comes, just keep firing rockets at the general area, or even if you like it, direct shots at the general area of them all. You will cause massive amounts of damage, and you will be a massive support in destroying wave after wave after wave. Basically, your job is very, very straightforward as a soldier. In fact, I'd say you should probably start with soldier because he's such a straightforward class to learn. He's just shoot, and then when your buff banner is full, use your buff banner so everybody else gets mini crits. Rinse and repeat. It's a rinse and repeat type of class. You just keep firing rockets, and then you keep just using your buff banner, and it's a constant loop. The role of the soldier is two things. One, he's an effective damage dealer who can use his rocket launcher to cause massive amounts of damage to both giants and scouts alike. And two, he's incredibly good for getting mini crits with his buff banner. As a result, he is probably one of my favorite classes. In fact, I think he's probably the least needed class, but he's the most beloved class because he's so effective in both damage and for the mini crits. For that reason, I've seen people do it with just a medic, a scout, and the rest soldiers, because people insist on having one of each class, i.e. a demo, a soldier, a medic, an engineer, a scout, and a heavy. But realistically, all you need is a medic. Probably you can work with that one, but you would need one, and damage dealers. They're all damage dealers except for the engineer, who has other uses, but really most of them are just primary damage dealers who have other perks on the side. Soldier probably having one of the coolest with his mini crits that causes serious amounts of damage, especially when used effectively. That's basically the soldier's entire role. He doesn't do that much. He's a pretty straightforward class to learn to use. His role is just constantly cause damage till your meter fills, then use buff banner and hold it until the wave jumps right down, and then just let go and let everybody else just wreck the fucking next wave. That's just how easy it is to be a soldier in this game. It's probably one of the easiest classes up there with the heavy. Going on to loadouts for the soldier, the loadouts are also pretty dang similar for the soldier. They're very, very simple and very, very straightforward to understand. Firstly, I'll go into the melee. The melee does not matter. No matter what fucking melee you pick, you will never, ever, ever use it because you never have a use for it. What melee weapon actually does have a use outside of maybe the escape plan if you're almost dead, which is the one I use, or the disciplinary action to speed up your teammates to battle? Those are kind of it, and even those are very, very rare occasions where you'd ever need them. You never need them at all. It's ridiculous. So just don't even care. Don't even waste your upgrades on a melee weapon. Go onto your rocket launcher and your secondary. Your secondary first, it will always be a buffing weapon. For example, the buff banner, the conjurer, or the battalion's backup. One of those three will always be your weapon of choice. You have to have some kind of benefit that makes you more than a damage dealer as a soldier. This is why he's such a loved character and why people consider him to be one of the best damage dealers, because he gives other benefits apart from just causing damage all the time. The buff banner is my personal favorite because of the damage it causes on a constant rate, and if you have two buff banners, you can constantly have mini crits and just keep looping it over and over and over again. But the conjurer is also a very, very valuable choice. I've used the conjurer before and it's an incredible incredibly powerful weapon. The Battalion's backup is probably the worst of the three, but it still does. It still works. If you have other soldiers on your team already, which I've seen before, people sometimes use the Battalion's backup just so you can have defenses as well as that. And it's just, it all adds up to make it an incredibly powerful soldier team if you wanted to do that. Going on to primaries, it's these three choices. The rest of the rocket launchers are trash compared to these three choices. First, you have the default, which is pretty straightforward. Just upgrade everything and suddenly you have a badass weapon. Second, you have the black box, which is actually pretty badass if you know how to use it properly, i.e. take minimal damage, but give off as much damage as possible so that you constantly can't die because you just keep gaining health back. Firstly, if you upgrade health on kill, and secondly, if you hit things because of the black box. If you upgrade clip size and fire speed, it is an incredibly powerful weapon. It's not overpowered, but it is quite powerful. Probably the most loved and probably the most popular out of the three is the Beggar's Bazooka. Purely for the reason that if you know how to use it, even though it's an awkward weapon to use, but if you know how to use it properly and you upgrade fire speed and reload speed, you will decimate everything. It's like firing a frigging machine gun. It's ridiculous. That is probably, in my opinion, the best out of the three. But they're all completely viable options. Personally, I love the black box because I am actually not that good with Beggar's Bazooka, and I prefer just gaining health every single time I hit something because it is kind of cool. On to upgrades, it's quite a simple thing for the soldier because he basically you gotta keep him alive as long as possible and cause as much damage as possible. Now the way I use it, the default, you have to keep him alive as long as possible simply by getting resistances. Now for resistances for everything but scout, which is why I didn't go into detail last time, you just gotta pay attention to what round you're doing. Like up in the top, it will tell you what types of bots will be coming towards you. All you have to do is look at that and just pay attention. For example, if there's loads and loads of heavies coming, you get bullet resistance. If there's loads and loads of soldiers coming, you get explosive resistance. It's kind of common sense in a way, and really you just gotta work with that. And okay, next things next, apart from that, when you have staying alive down, you go on to your rocket launcher. The two first things you must always upgrade, quite simply, is fire speed and reload speed. When you start off, there won't be as many giant robots. There won't be that many. Like, there will be, of course, there'll be some scouts and stuff, but there won't be that many compared to later on in the game. And for that reason exactly, you shouldn't be causing as much damage as possible. You should be causing as much damage as often as possible. I.e., you should be able to repeatedly, rapidly fire out damage, which you can only do if you can fire and reload rapidly. Damage means nothing when you're facing, I'd say, 30 to 40 scouts in one wave, because you're going to kill them one to two shots anyway. It doesn't matter. All you have to do is just keep firing as rapidly as possible to kill as many of them before they can get anywhere. Like, that's why it's important to get fire speed and reload speed immediately. Then when the giants come in, you can start working towards everything else. For example, rocket specialist, which you should only get one of if you're a default, and possibly two of if you do the black box. As well as that, you should get, obviously you should get damage, and you should spam the fuck out of health on kill whenever you have the opportunity with the black box, because for the simple reason it's OP to constantly use the black box, because firstly, you constantly get health back for shooting people, and secondly, you constantly get health back for killing people. So basically you can never die so long as you keep shooting them back before they shoot you, so you don't have to spend as much on resistances as you do with the default. But it's kind of a give-take kind of thing, the way you have to spend more on clip size for the black box, but you'd have to spend more on everything else. For example, blast resistance, explosive resistance. With the default, it's kind of a give and take kind of thing, and it's two different ways of playing. As I said, it's two different preferences on how you play the game, and it's the two very different kinds of players is the black box and the default, purely because one tends to put the upgrades on different things in order to survive longer, for that simple reason. And really, it is up to you whether you do one of the two, and there are the upgrades you should give on either way. As I said already, the tactics for a soldier are pretty damn straightforward. It's basically a rinse and repeat type of thing, where you stand probably pretty close to where the wave is coming, because you can take like quite a bit of damage as soldier, especially with resistances or as the black box soldier. Either way, you can take you can create quite a bit of damage, so you stay in the front lines, well, near enough, about where the heavy and medic are, maybe a bit more forward, and probably be in front of the demo in some way, but you cause as much damage as you can, as fast as you can, and give your first buff, and hold it until the first giant comes, and as soon as he drops down, you let go, and you just let the entire wave just whack through them, because it's just basically, that's it. It's a pretty straightforward formula to play the soldier. All you gotta do is just keep shooting people, and just keep chipping away damage-wise at all the different classes that come down towards you. In my opinion, gameplay wise and like just staying alive wise, it's one of the easiest classes to play, because all you have to do is stay near a dispenser or stay near a medic and just keep chipping away damage as the classes get unubered and hit the floor. You just keep chipping away at them, and you will get a lot of kills and frags, and you will build up your buff banner, and then you'll use it, let the next wave come down, release your buff banner. It's rinse and repeat. That's basically the entire thing, and over time you'll get more money and you'll be able to get far better upgrades, and suddenly you'll never die and you'll just keep blowing shit up with your rocket launcher. It gets easier and easier as the rounds go on, despite what you might think. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. It's a pretty straightforward tactic playing as a soldier. It's very, very simple in my opinion, but for some people find it difficult purely because they don't know what the right upgrades and they don't know what they have to do starting off. All you have to do is just avoid enemy fire starting off, and against crits, stay behind the shield. Know your limits. Know that you are not immortal, not a heavy. Just take some damage, but don't take that much. Just stay behind a heavy. You can take damage from scouts in the earlier rounds and stuff, but near the end there'll be critted enemies and they'll jump down and they will rip through you if you don't stay behind the medic when he pops his shield. It's just basic stuff like that that really makes it easy for a soldier to stay alive, and so he can continually chip damage and keep being the effective soldier he needs to be. That's it. It's a pretty straightforward class to play, and if you think it's bazooka, just start loading as soon as they jump down and then just let go. It's a pretty straightforward class to play in my opinion. Some people find it difficult. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. The soldier, in my opinion, one of the most fun classes to play, because it's you get so many kills, and you're the one up on the leaderboard a lot of the time because you get near enough to the most points under the heavy and the NG maybe. So it's a pretty fun and rewarding class to play as. So I recommend it starting off, either that or the heavy, and I'll make a heavy tutorial some other time in the future. But for now, if you like what you saw, then I'll see you again next time. If you didn't like what you saw, then I won't see you next time. Feel free to like and subscribe. Bye.